He is entering his 15th season. Wow. In the National Football League, the former Super Bowl MVP, I guess once a Super Bowl MVP, always won, also a league MVP. He is none other than Aaron Rodgers. How are you, Aaron?
Hey, buddy. Thanks for having me back finally.
No, come on. Anytime, Aaron. Very rarely do I start the interview this way, but how's the mustache going right now? Where are we right now on this front?
It's gone.
Come on!
Oh, no.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, shaved it off last night.
Aaron Rodgers. Because we were going to suggest, since you've done the Sam Elliott and then you've done the whole Happy Gilmore thing, we were going to suggest you go through the Wilford Brimley IMDb page with that thing. You could have dyed it and really worked it. It's gone.
Talking about diabetes?
Diabetes.
It's the right thing to do. Correct. Yes, that's what we could have done. It's
That's
gone.
inspiration for next time. I'll keep that in mind.
Well, what happened? Why? What happened?
It was just getting in the way. Too much getting in the mustache. Time to move on. New look.
Clear the decks in time for the season. Pretty much is what you're saying.
Yeah, a lot of guys were actually giving me some crap about it. I mean, probably 50-50 compliments to crap, but time to move on.
Well, if it was anything to smoke out Sam Elliott for me would I give the blue check mark to it. Did you ever hear from him? Did you get any call after the Canadian tuxedo from him?
No, I'm still waiting on that, but I'm holding out hope for sure. One day.
One day you can get him. Aaron Rodgers here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, Aaron, I have no idea what your offense is going to look like. Can you give me any hint, any idea what's going on at all?
Now check us out Thursday. You'll see it. You'll see it in, our first opportunity.
Okay.
It's been good. The practice has been good. We got a lot of stuff in. But this is kind of the way of many teams. I think most in general played their guys, maybe a little bit in the third, and that's about it. And that's kind of the way things went the entire preseason. So, I think our first team, minus myself, played about 15 snaps-ish.
Right.
But we've got a lot of good practice time in. And I know people are like, oh, well, it's not like the game. Well, I would contend that, the practice reps against defense that's actually running their stuff is more is better preparation than a preseason game where they're not really running their stuff. It's simple stuff most time in preseason, 2 or 3 coverages, 2 or 3 fronts, and I feel good about the preparation we got in this camp.
Okay, so to Packer fans that have been howling at the gates for innovation, will they get it? Or were they off to begin with, Aaron?
Well, I think they're probably a little off to begin with. We had an offense that was one of the top 2 or 3 copycatted offense for years in the league, and that's kind of the way it goes. When a team gets hot on offense, people start, trying to copy their plays and fit it in their own schemes. And you saw that with our offense for a long time. You've seen that in New England for a long time. When Chip Kelly first got in the league, you saw a lot of teams trying to do what they were doing there. And, what's going on with Andy and them in Kansas City. And then obviously this offense with, Kyle Shanahan's been running and Sean McVay and Matt here, it's kind of one of the newer trends in the league. But, we've been on the forefront of those trends, and this is just a different type of offense, more, cut splits and, actions, tying up directly with the runs and, still a lot of stuff to do with the line of scrimmage and a lot of adjustments, whether they're route adjustments or run-pass adjustments or run-run adjustments or pass-pass adjustments that, I think challenge you mentally. But, definitely this offense puts stresses on defensive fits and eye discipline. And that's why you've seen, what Kyle's done in San Fran. We saw it firsthand last year. Obviously what Sean has done, taking his team to Super Bowl last year. And this offense is, kind of the hot offense right now.
Aaron Rodgers here on the Rich Eisen Show, and if he sounds more clear than he has in the last couple of weeks, it's because there's no mustache in front of his mouth anymore right here on the Rich Eisen Show. See, I just reset your identity by talking about you without you being in the first person right there. I think you probably picked up on that right there.
I did, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I got a lot of fun comments this morning in the workout. Man, you look a lot younger.
I might have to do that. This is my last move, this beard and this mustache that I've got going on here, Aaron. I'm towards the end, if you will. I'm out of options. I'm pretty much out of options. In the few minutes I have left with you here, what did you? I know you mentioned about Luck and how it was. The reaction of the fan base in Indianapolis was a little disgusting, is the words that you used. Can you put into words, as somebody who clearly battles injuries as much as you do, we saw it last year in particular, what does go through the mental aspect of this that you might have related to with Andrew Luck, Aaron?
Well, I think it's the Groundhog Day effect that it has on your mind when your sole focus is rehab, and a lot of the rehab is repetitive, and if you don't see any types of jumps in recovery, say it's in a week or 2 weeks, or for a major injury a month, it definitely messes with your mind a lot. And then I think it's natural to start thinking about your post-career health, and whether it's with concussions or surgeries, whatever extremity it might be, that comes into play on your ability to live a functioning physical life after football. And I think watching some guys go through a couple years of, a year and a half rehab, kind of like Andrew did, Jordy Nelson, went through basically ACL reconstruction to another leg injury. And it was about a year and a half for him of rehab just to get back on the field for the following season. And it messes with your head for sure. And it's tough days of rehab. And I think it's only natural to think about, man, is this my best quality of life, or do I still have the passion, or is it time to do something else and get happy again? And that's why I applaud him for making that decision. I think it's actually the selfless decision. Instead of hanging around and making 8 figures, he's choosing to improve his life and try something else.
Do you have an end game envisionment scenario already played out in your head for you?
Yeah, win the Super Bowl when I'm 45 and right off into the sunset.
Nice. Is that? Do you envision yourself playing deep into your 40s if you can?
We'll see. I envision playing as long as my body feels good, and I have the love for the game that I do right now. That still fuels me, and still a passion, and I still love the daily grind and the practice and the preparation. And if I can give everything to the team in that manner, then and my body feels good, I'm gonna keep rolling.
And I'm already hearing what I don't want to hear, to be honest with you, Aaron Rodgers here on the Rich Eisen Show, is that Luck's a deep thinker. He's an overthinker. He's a smart guy, and that smart guys, when they realize that they are playing this game, that might be a red flag to draft more smart guys. So I ask you, Cal Bear, is that a fair assessment? I don't think it is, but I just want to know from somebody who does play the game and obviously deal with injuries and has a brain, that do you think that's a fair view?
No, I think it's probably a ridiculous view by folks who don't have any creativity or any other interests outside of the thing right in front of them 24/7. And I think the beauty in this game is meeting teammates who have interests outside of football. Guys who are either skilled business-wise. We had teammate Ricky Jean Francois, who's got a number of chain restaurants that he started, became a franchise owner, and he's got kind of his second career plan already set up. You meet guys who are incredible musicians, or really interested in, travel or charitable work or whatnot, I think having interest is what allows you to have that balance off the field, which I think makes your on the field or at the stadium or in the facility work that much more important. The ability to compartmentalize the off the field stuff and love that and have a passion for that, but realize that has its place. But when I'm at work, when I'm on the field, that's my sole focus. And I think you can't have enough of those type of guys who are well-rounded people and have, a creativity and a curiosity about more than just ball, because I think those guys get burnt out, and those guys are not as relatable. And when you're talking about leaders, you need to find guys who can be relatable in the locker room. And I think people who only can ever talk about football are going to have a hard time relating to every person or to multiple people in the locker room, because guys have interests, and you have to find ways to relate to them in the locker room to get them to buy into what you're trying to do.
In the last couple minutes I have with you, Aaron Rodgers, is another endeavor. I haven't spoken to you since then. The Game of Thrones appearance by you, so many people think they thought they saw you. Can you give some clarity where you were in this this cameo that you had in the finale of Game of Thrones, or the final season?
I was in the tunnel with Arya after she left the Hound and tried to make her way out of the city.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where it's not exactly like they focused on me for 5 or 6 seconds. It's kind of a quick glimpse.
Okay.
But it was fun to do in Belfast. I think I've made my comments known about how I wasn't a huge fan of Bran being, the Game of Thrones winner.
Right.
But no, I loved my experience in Belfast, and I love the show. And hopefully there'll be some sort of spinoff that'll captivate us for the next 7 or 8 years.
So did you get incinerated? Did that's what happened to your character, or we?
No.
Okay.
That wasn't me. Did you see that person running?
I did.
Non-athlete. Total non-athlete.
Tell me about it. I'm being compared to Darren Ravel running on Twitter right now, Aaron. That's an outrage. I can't have it anymore.
I think your form's gotten better over the years.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Hey, Aaron, always enjoy our chats. You take care of yourself, and look for my call during the season. I'll keep reaching out.
Sounds good, Rich.
You take care. You got it. That's Aaron Rodgers, at Aaron Rodgers 12.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.